I've helped my clients generate over $100 million in issue paid business over the last 48 months with an AI-powered lead generation system that almost nobody is talking about. And in this video, I'm going to show you how I plan to give my clients even more business this year by creating the next generation of insurance agency. And so maybe you're thinking about becoming a life insurance agent, or perhaps you're in the first few months and you're starting to realize it's not exactly what you expected. This video is going to be a real roadmap to how to succeed in your first 90 days. The insights that I wish I had to give myself a fighting chance are going to be laid out in this video, so stick around to the end. When I first stepped into the insurance world, I had the same expectations that you probably do. I've heard that it's the most recession-proof industry and that a six-figure income was within reach and that I have financial freedom because I wanted to be my own boss. Don't get me wrong, those things are possible, but what no one tells you is how hard it actually is to get to that level, especially when it's in the beginning. So it's not really all paved with gold. It's a path filled with setbacks, learning curves, roadblocks, and particularly this all happens within the first 90 days. So imagine this, you're brand new, you're excited, maybe a little bit nervous, but you're just flooded with information. You've got dozens of companies to choose from. You got all sorts of products to understand, a variety of commission structures to kind of decipher to make sure that you're getting paid. And every agent out there seems to have their own secret strategy that they can say is the key to success. And the truth is that it's overwhelming. So let's talk about why those first 90 days are so hard and what you're actually going to face in the real world. You're going to constantly be building relationships, learning to overcome objections, juggling a massive amount of information, and you're going to be doing all of this at one time. So let's be real. Most of us just start by cramming all information about knowledge that we can get our hands on, but the textbooks don't really prepare us for going out to the marketplace. They don't teach you how to respond, what to say when a client balks at the cost of a policy, and then there's the sheer volume of amount of information that you need to remember. The different products, different carriers, the policy details, technical jargon, the endless variations of riders and benefits. It's enough to make anybody feel like they're drowning or drinking from a water hose. So if you're like most agents, you probably feel like you need to know it all before you get started talking to clients. This is called analysis paralysis. And this is a common trap, and it's a huge barrier to success. This is why my first piece of advice is simple, but it's so crucial. Stop waiting to feel ready. Don't fall into the trap of thinking that you need to know every answer or every product detail needs to be memorized before you can get started. Trust me, the real learning happens when you're out there talking to clients. If you're willing to take the risk and learn as you go, you'll be ahead of the game and ahead of 92% of most agents who fail. So here's what I would do if I was in my first 90 days. Number one is choose a niche that you specialize in. When I started, I made the choice to focus on one specific area, life insurance for clients over 50, and that was the niche. So I could hone in on my skills and be ready to rock and not overwhelmed with the variety of products. Picking this niche doesn't just simplify things, it turns you into a specialist, but more importantly, an expert. Now, when you're in insurance, whether it's final expense, mortgage protection, or IULs, the most important thing is that you want to become a specialist in your niche, and that's going to give you confidence, but more importantly, it's going to allow you to stand out. The second thing you want to do is you want to make prospecting a habit. Once you chose your niche, you want to start by prospecting immediately. This business is all about building connections, right? This is a contact sport. So in your first year, and in my first year, I aim to talk to at least 10 people a week to have 10 sits. These numbers add up quickly. So you're only working part-time when you're doing 10 sits, but this is how you can get started and get ahead fast. Because here's the truth, you're not going to have it all figured out. You have to start with what you have. You have to use your network. You have to ask for referrals. You have to attend local events. And yes, you even have to go door to door if you need to. The conversations may feel awkward at first and you'll face rejection, but every conversation is you getting 1% better, and that's progress. The more you talk to people, the more confident you'll become in addressing their needs and presenting insurance to them as a solution to their problems. Number three is you'll build confidence through consistency. So how do you build confidence in handling rejection and objections? Well, it's all about consistency. Confidence doesn't come from avoiding mistakes or waiting until you know everything. It comes from taking action and learning from every every experience. You see, early on, I decided to treat every objection and every rejection as a lesson. And I took the conversation, and even if it didn't go well, I asked myself, what could I have done differently? And then on the next call, I would simply apply that. You see, what happens is over time, you develop a rhythm, those initial nerves kind of just fade away, and then you become more at ease in every conversation. The more consistent you are, the more prepared you'll feel. Those first 90 days are not going to be easy. You'll have days where you feel like you just on top of the world, and then you'll have days where you just feel like nothing is going right. But the ups and the downs are part of the journey. Every small success, the first time a client says yes, the first time you make a big sale, even the first time you're just smooth on the call, is a step forward in the right direction, and every day you're getting 1% better. And every struggle that you face is just a temporary setback and a hurdle. So if you're serious about building a successful career in the insurance industry, it's time to take action, decide on your niche, set a goal for how many people you'll reach out to every single week and sit with, and then commit to showing up consistently every single day, even when it's hard. And these steps may feel challenging, but this is what's going to separate you and make you a part of the 8% so that you're not a part of the 92%. Now, if you found this video helpful, I do want to hear from you, so go ahead, drop me a comment below and tell me what your biggest challenge is as a life insurance agent. I'll be here for a few minutes reading through the comments and offering some insights to help you tackle those obstacles together. Now, I want you to remember this. You're building a successful career that starts with one step. So let's make sure that step counts together.